the United States that everybody can get a concealed carry weapons license. Would you be in favor of that, Chair?
This is already, should be afforded to every citizen because of our Second Amendment rights. Absolutely, I would be in favor of that. Senator Gould has been a leader in our state in this area, and I commend him for that. I am a law enforcement officer and a sheriff, and this is where I do not fear law-abiding citizens when I come up to a vehicle on a traffic stop. I fear those criminals who will not obey any law that our government may pass. Thousands upon thousands of regulations restricting gun access and laws. Our government has made a rush, additionally through this Fast and Furious, helping to create this problem and the violence in Mexico in order to attack our Second Amendment rights. This is inherent not just in our Constitution, folks. There's a Bill of Rights. This is our Second Amendment that the founders of our nation said, well, yes, it's afforded in the Constitution, but we want it to be so clear because someday there may be leaders in our country that misinterpret our Constitution and may abridge those rights that are inherent. And it's spelled out specifically. I had the great honor, both as a life member of the NRA and speaking nationally in Pittsburgh. Wayne LaPierre introduced me to open up the national conference to talk about what's happening in our country. That America in safety, if you are a law-abiding citizen, you have the right to be armed. Do you have the right to carry concealed? Absolutely, in my estimation. The governor did us a solid by saying you can carry concealed anywhere except certain places. I'm carrying concealed now, and I know you can on this campus, but I'm law enforcement, and we have some of our heroes, protectors that are here as well. There are bills that you could even speak to about how you look to change that. I'm for supporting the rights to bear arms and it being uninhibited.
There's a states' rights argument on this, but I don't frankly buy it because the Second Amendment is in the U.S. Constitution, and I think that that applies nationwide. So I would think that it's proper for Congress to allow people to carry concealed weapons, law-abiding citizens, across the nation. Arizona leads the nation in the ability to carry a concealed weapon. About 2 years ago, we passed what's called constitutional carrying. It says that if you're a law-abiding citizen over 21 years of age, you can carry a concealed weapon without a permit. You still have the ability to get a concealed carry permit so that you have reciprocity with the other states that we reciprocate with. So if you go into Utah, you go into Nevada, I don't think we reciprocate in Mexico, nor California, but that's not that hard to believe. But Arizona leads the nation in gun rights. You need to also, the governor vetoed a bill about carry into public buildings. She kind of distorted a Supreme Court ruling, but what she forgot to look at is the Arizona State Constitution. The Arizona State Constitution guarantees you an individual right to protect yourself. That actually goes above and beyond, and it's even more firm than the Second Amendment. So she forgot about the Arizona Constitution, which is a little disappointing since she's the governor of Arizona. But I believe that you should be able to defend yourself, and that's what it's really about. There's people, I'm a pretty big guy. There's not that many people that are going to try to take me on. My wife is a lot smaller than me. My wife is a realtor, and if somebody were to attack her, she would have a hard time defending herself. In Arizona, she has the right to carry a concealed weapon to protect herself. And we've had realtors across the state that have been attacked, that have been murdered, and in other trades too. And in reality, this protects women from evildoers. And we need to bear in mind that a law-abiding citizen is not the one that, as the sheriff talked about, that we have to be concerned with. Criminals are who we have to be concerned with. And see, we have guards here that are actually looking to see whether people are armed, and that's how you should actually do it if you're going to disarm people. Thank you.
Thank you. Congressman?
I think before we pass another law, we ought to be repealing a bunch of laws. That's the first thing, because I fully support the Second Amendment. We have way too many Second Amendment laws inhibiting our right to carry. We ought to start by repealing that all the way across the board. All bills should have sunset clauses so that we make sure that that's mandatory. And then, last but not least, what we ought to do is enforce that. And when you commit a crime with a violent nature with a gun, you pay the heaviest penalty. Enforce the laws that you have on the book with criminals.